Hi everyone, my name is Thiago Noetzold. I'm a graduate student at University of Alberta, and I will be presenting to you a research plan and some results of metabolic status on pullet to hen transition and lifetime productivity. Egg and meat type hens have been selected differently over the past decades. While breeding programs for laying hens have been focused in improving egg production, broiler breeder hens have been intensively selected for growth and feed efficiency because of the progeny objective. But at the end, the objective of both is to produce eggs. One of the possible metabolic similarities between laying hens and broiler breeders is the metabolic trigger derived from body composition. Recent data suggests that both laying hens and broiler breeders do not exclusively rely on photostimulation to initiate sexual maturity. Since more information is needed on the physiological conditions regarding the body composition of the laying and broiler breeder pullets during the rearing phase and at the time of the sexual maturation, a sequence of studies will be carried out aiming to understand better the reproductive efficiency and physiological conditions underlying the body composition of laying and broiler breeder hens. Today I'll be focusing only on the laying hen study plan. Despite of the successful egg-laying performance of laying hens compared to broiler breeders, the underlying physiological mechanism on regard to body composition is not completely understood in laying hens as well. So the main objective of this study is to change the body weight and composition of laying hens during the rearing phase by feeding the birds different energy concentration diets and feed allocations. With that, we expect to relate body weight and composition with reproductive efficiency and understand more about the physiological changes in the hen. This project is happening now and started a few weeks ago. So 184 birds were placed in a precision feeding system and 312 birds in a conventional system. They were divided in two different feed allocations, ad libitum or feed restricted, and three different levels of metabolizable energy, low, standard, and high. Additionally, the precision feeding system had an extra diet level, a free choice, where the birds had access to all three diets, so being a completely randomized factorial design with two levels of feed allocation and four different diet levels. Okay, in case you are wondering how we give the choice feed to the birds, here's a video from the multi-feeding station where in the left, we can see a bird from a group that eat from only one diet that she was assigned, and on the right one we can see a bird that can choose between the three available diets. Going to some initial results, we have seen a significant higher body weight on the choice feeding group compared to the low ME group at 42 to 63 days in the restricted feeding birds and at 42 and 49 days in the ad libitum group. When we look only to the choice group, specifically to what diet they have chosen, we can see that during the period from 42 to 49 days, they prefer to consume the high ME diet in both ad libitum and restricted birds. After 49 days, their feed intake was statistically similar among the diets. At 49 days of age, we switched our diet from a starter to a developer diet, meaning lower dietary nutrient ratio to the energy, and the change in feed intake suggested that they might have adapted to this dietary change. Well, the next step in the study would be to find out if the choice group would have a higher production or feed efficiency. Also assess the lifetime productivity and physiology related to different body weight and body composition in the hens. And also we are doing a parallel work in scanning live birds with an X-ray machine to assess body composition at the same time that we can keep the birds over the experiment. Thank you for your
All right. Thank you, Thiago. There you are. So I believe we have a question for your presentation. What is your plan in comparing the conventional, and it's caged in parentheses with a question mark, system and the precision feeding system?
Well, thanks for your question. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So basically the cage system we had for two purposes. The first one would be to give a insight for more industrial system. So it's similar what we do in industry. So it would have readily results for applying in industry. And the second one would be those birds we are going to use for DEXA machine. So we are going to scan those birds, and so we need to use them throughout the study so we can maintain our birds from the precision feeding for all the study and just picking the birds from the cage system.
Thank you for that. I encourage everyone to enter your questions. Just looking at the participants, I know there are lots of smart people who have lots of knowledge in this area. But I'll ask you, did you find any challenges with the system at all? And if so, what were they?
You mean the precision system?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's a daily challenge because we have data from a lot of data every day, but also it pay off because we can work and see, like we can, without the precision feeding system, we might not be able to feed them different choices and see if they're really choosing different diets. So it's an awesome system to work with.
Fantastic. And I appreciated the videos that were inserted in there. I agree that at this stage, you're always going to have some challenges, but the payoffs can definitely be great. Just looking to see if there are any other questions. We have one here. How do you expect the feed choice to affect the egg production in the next steps?
Yeah, we expected the feed choice would. We saw that there's some difference in they really choose the feed. So we expect then they have a better choice on those feed, and we are expecting to have better egg production, reproductive efficiency of those birds.
Thank you for that.